Mic check, 1, 2. Thank you for the sound check there, guys. Every once in a while, need a little help. Appreciate that. Good morning, Chris Parks, H the Human. How you doing? Brandon says he can't stay long. It's getting late in the UK. No problem. No problem, man. Everyone like the stream? Yeah, definitely. Help penetrate the algorithm. You guys ready for the great A1 versus A2 experiment? Let it begin, guys. I decided to just switch back to A1 for a couple different reasons. I wanted to experiment it for one thing, and also I was sick of driving an hour to get milk, man. I couldn't justify driving an hour on a Monday evening after working all day, an hour each way to get milk. That just sounded preposterous. So unfortunately, my A2 milk farmer, she only accepts people on Monday evenings and Tuesday mornings. So her hours are like really, really hard to get around. So I think I'm done with A2 milk for a while. I think I'm just going to keep going to A1 because for multiple reasons, man, multiple reasons. For one thing, I'm getting this stuff for $6.50 a gallon. I was paying $10 a gallon for Guernsey, and I was paying like $25 in gas when I bought my milk. Isn't that crazy? So I'd buy 3 gallons of milk for $10 a gallon, and then $25 in gas. So I was paying about $55 every 2 weeks for milk. So that's about $110 for a month for a milk bill for A2 milk. Whereas this, I'm going to be looking about like $44 a month. So I'm saving like $80. And I get raw cream. And I have raw eggs with my farmer here. So it's a win-win situation, man. But I already had a glass of this milk earlier. But what I did was I dumped a huge scoop of cream in it. So you guys aren't going to believe it, but it knocked me out, man. Like, it made me go to sleep like a baby. Just like Augenus said, when people with like nervous system issues or whatever first get their hands on milk and cream, it'll make them sleep like a baby. And I haven't had my hands on raw cream in like probably maybe 9 months or a year, possibly over a year. I haven't had raw cream. And so just 1 scoop of raw cream in my milk for lunch today made me go to sleep like a baby. And I'm actually still like kind of tired. It's crazy, man. So everybody knows that studies Augenus. He teaches that raw cream nourishes your nervous system. And so yeah, I was just wondering if anybody else had that issue, man, because I was like, shit, man, am I not digesting the A1 milk correctly? And then I remembered that I put a bunch of raw cream in there. So it's wild, man. Like, I've never felt like this relaxed in a long, long, long time, man. So it's very, very interesting. But good thing I have studied Augenus, and I know that that's the properties of raw cream. It nourishes your nervous system, and it can make you go to sleep like a baby if you take it and you haven't had it in a while. So, but yeah, I was wondering if anybody else had that issue with raw cream, just to kind of confirm. So, but yeah, I did notice earlier when I took a drink of this stuff, the flavor is definitely way different than Guernsey milk. Not quite as flavorful. And also, we're in the dead winter right now. Like, we literally just got like a 6-inch snow blizzard yesterday. So we're officially in the belly of the beast right now. And so all the cows are probably getting fed hay. So it kind of throws the flavor of the milk off slightly. So, I mean, it's not as tasty as Guernsey milk, but I mean, it's still raw milk, man. It's still really good. It's good, man. It's very good. And I'm getting used to this taste compared to the Guernsey. So I just thought I would add that. Let me figured I'd maybe kick off the stream with a little Augenus here. Let's see what he's got for us.
How is it that you discovered the importance of raw dairy specifically?
Well,
In 1971, I met a man who ran a health food store who had, he was in his, I think it was his third year of internship studying to be an MD, and he realized this was all garbage, and that, the pharmaceutical industry ran the medical profession and gave it up. And he worked with diets and nutrition. He was also focused on vitamin supplements, and enzyme supplements, and mineral supplements, all kinds of supplements, not as the main part of the diet, but as an adjunct. And he, when we met, he was heavy into raw dairy. Not the raw butter or the raw cream so much, he did utilize those, but lots of raw milk.
And when you say raw, you mean unpasteurized milk?
Correct, unpasteurized milk. That means it hasn't gone above a cow's body temperature, which is at most, unless they're in a fever, 105 degrees.
Can you quickly tell us the difference, because we see the word pasteurized and homogenized, what the difference is between those two things?
Well, pasteurization is a heat process. When pasteurization first began, it was 141 degrees, cooking at 141 degrees for anywhere from 15 seconds to a minute, minute and a half. Now it's gone up, they're up into, the 170 degrees now, because there's a longer shelf life. And that's what it's all about. It's about shelf life. It's about their profits. It has nothing to do with our health. Homogenization is where they take the milk, and mainly the cream, and they put it through a very fine sieve and force press it through so it splits the fat molecule. And the fat molecule absorbs all the other milk solids so that the cream does not separate at the top as in regular milk. The cream will separate to the top. Mm-hmm. And homogenized, it does not do that. When they fractionate when they split the fat molecule like that and it absorbs those proteins and all the other milk solids, it is not well digested.
Okay, and so obviously we're getting a lot of mixed messages in the media. The media is saying, oh, well, drink your milk because it gives you strong bones and we need the calcium, but all of that milk is pasteurized. Yeah. And then the vegetarians and the vegans are saying, well, how come humans are the only species that drink milk? And milk builds mucus in the body and it clogs up the GI system. Can you talk a little bit about that, those two things, the messages that we're receiving?
Well, yeah, so the messages are coming from the food industry. Food industry wants pasteurization. Just to give you an example, so everybody will have a historic picture of late, because we're talking about 1928 when pasteurization started being utilized frequently, and it was about 1947 that it was outlawed in most states, raw milk. So it's been a long time. However, if everyone will notice that just 2 years ago, all raw juice was outlawed when it was pre-prepared. So you cannot go into a health food store, a grocery store, and buy a pre-juiced bottle of juice of any kind unless it's pasteurized. You can buy it at a juice bar, fresh juice that's unpasteurized. But anything that's pre-made has to be pasteurized. Now, this is all was used on one event, and that was a young girl claiming to have been, the girl wasn't claiming, for she died, 5 or 6-year-old girl, died, and the medical profession, or her doctor, told her that it was because she had consumed raw juice, and E. coli had damaged her intestines and her kidneys, and that killed her. So, I guess we're going to go into a
let's
break.
take a real quick break, and we'll finish that up.
Just thought I would sprinkle in a little bit of ogenous on some raw milk there. So, all right, let's see what everybody's saying here in the chat. Sarah Sapien, wow, first time I got the notification. Really? Interesting. So this time was the first time that I set it up like an hour early. I've been experimenting with the whole like you can set it up to where I think it lets everybody know I'm going to have a live stream like an hour early. So did everybody get that? Did everybody get that or it's like it looks like a video, but it's just the live stream like waiting to queue up. I'm just making sure that all worked, but it's really confusing, man, because I set it up and I like on my computer it looks like it's telling everybody that my live stream's coming up in like an hour and it's got like a countdown. But when I like get on my phone and jump on my channel, I can't see it at all. So it's a little confusing, but I think it worked. Brandon White, I'm looking forward to the results of this A1 versus A2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I already know. I mean, I've read books on this stuff, and you know, after talking and polling my subscribers and stuff like that, it's I know what the answer is going to be, but I just want to kind of be the example for you guys, so I'm not just regurgitating someone else's writings or books, and I'm actually like doing the experiment myself and reporting back to you guys. It's A1 milk right here, and it's pretty good, man. P. Miller, yo, yo, yo. Jeremy R. drinking raw milk, you're all good. Yeah, pretty sure you're all good. Sarah Sapien, I'm stream hopping. First Pim, then Bart, down you. Brandon White, I drink like 3 liters of milk a day right now. Gonna grow big and strong. Yeah. Jeremy R. LL, me too. It's ridiculous. So, Jeremy R., do you have that issue with raw cream too? Brandon White, get some sleep. Most healing occurs in sleep. Yeah, I feel like really healed right now. It's interesting. My hand feels better. This like weird deep tissue bruise that I've had for like 6 weeks. It's really strange, man. I think it has something to do with the weather, like the cold and also the lack of sun. Like my body's not healing 100% because we're in basically just like an icy tundra right now with 0 sunlight. So it's the only thing I can explain because I usually heal a lot better in the summer. But I took that nap today after eating that cream and my hand feels great, man. Brandon Johnson, thanks for the streamlabs.com. Jeremy R. Cream is all about the nerves. So many people and women out there desperately in need of relief. Yeah, it's unbelievable, man. And I thought I was getting cream through like butter and cheese and milk, but apparently just like scooping raw cream is like the way to go. Eat raw meat. I thought I would make an early stream. Hey, I'm glad you're here, man. Yeah, I was thinking about doing some earlier streams, but I just, I had some stuff to do earlier, and I don't really eat that much early in the day anymore, but a lunch stream could potentially be a possibility here. Brandon White, I made a smoothie with ox liver, lamb lung, lamb kidney, pig brain, milk, and red onion yesterday. I got a buzz from it. It's not a bet. It sounds like a nutrient blast. Jeremy, a lot of the taste has to do with transfer vessels, storage vessels, and temperatures. Yeah, probably right. It looks like I've been to a few different raw dairies, creameries, I guess you would call them in the area. And they all seem to have all kind of the same stuff going on. It's all like these big stainless steel tanks and stuff. Brandon Johnson said smash the like button, definitely. But yeah, guys, I'm pretty fired up about this, man, because I'm killing like 3 birds with 1 stone here. Like I'm doing an experiment. I'm officially able to do an experiment versus A1 versus A2. I'm saving $60 a month on my milk bill. I also now have a new egg supplier, so I'm not going to have to order all my eggs from Miller's Organic Farm anymore. So that's going to save me like probably $40 a month. So I'm going to save like $100 a month, man, just by going to a new farmer. So I encourage everybody to always like look around in your area and don't get stuck on one supplier, on one farmer. Just look around and get it where you can, and just see what's out there, because you just never know until you ask the farmer, and you'll see that they have eggs, they have all sorts of stuff for you. But yeah, killing 3 birds with 1 stone here, and plus I'm saving basically like an hour and 15 minutes of a drive on a Monday evening. So, P. Miller, guys, what would you say is the best company to get raw milk delivered from in the U.S.? Um, hmm. I mean, probably Miller's. I don't know who else does it, you know? T. Miller, do you like homemade raw yogurts? So delicious. My toddlers eat it every day. It's nice with some raw eggs on the side. I've never made yogurt. I'm not 100% sure how to do that. I've made kefir, etc. Um, I need to look into all the different types of things you can make for sure. One thing I've noticed with this milk though, guys, is that it does make me kind of like burp a little bit. So there's definitely a different type of digestion going on here. And it may be because I'm just getting used to this new milk again. There's new bacteria and stuff in it. But definitely a very noticeable, possibly slightly harder to digest. But let me give it like another week or so of drinking it and I'll let you know for sure. But it's not anything to where I would like not drink it, you know? Just slight gurgling and, you know, burping and stuff. Eat raw meat. Yeah, wow, I never thought about the pasteurized orange juice. Yeah, I just realized that like a few months ago myself, man. They pasteurize all juices. Isn't that stupid? Jeremy R, yeah, it's all trash. You can't believe it, yeah. That's why freshly squeezed orange juice is so delicious. Nero Machiavelli, it's such a shame raw milk is illegal in Sweden. I'm starting to crave it. There's a farmer who sells it, but she lives 5 hours away from me. I have to take a train and bus. At least I got unlimited blood. Dang, man. Yeah, that's true. At least you do got blood. I can't believe it's illegal in Sweden, dude. That's nuts. Beach Fitness, what are your thoughts on eating white rice in order to help build muscle and strength? I don't know, man. I don't think white rice is that nutrient dense, so it doesn't really like appeal to me in the sense like it doesn't seem like a nutritious food. But if you're trying to just like carb up and beef up and all that stuff, I mean that's definitely on you. If you want to you experiment with that. But I don't eat too many carbs, and I'm pretty sure I quit lifting weights, and I don't miss it at all. So I don't know. Let us know. Eat some white rice and let us know how it goes. Yeah, it's pretty much just sugar. But yeah, if you're going to blast your insulin, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do that. I don't know if it's the healthiest thing to do. I'm going for. Sounds like you're going for like aesthetics, whereas I'm kind of shooting for just overall nutrition and like longevity of life and stuff like that at this point. I've been through many phases of lifting weights, man. I've been extremely huge before. I could show you pictures where I was just like freaking jacked, dude. And I've done that like twice in my life where I got extremely ripped. And it doesn't appeal to me anymore. It's too much. I found that honestly, man, I had to pound too much food in when I did that. And I just got like ridiculously unhealthy, man, to be honest with you. Like, I never felt worse in my life than when I was 230 pounds. And extremely muscular and eating like the Mongolian grill every day for lunch, where I would just get like a pile of noodles and oils and meats and all this crap and then vegetables and just eat that every single day. I honestly never felt worse, man, but I was stronger than I've ever been in my life. So there's always a trade-off, dude. Because you got to fuel that workout somehow, you know. You got to fuel those muscles somehow, and I wouldn't recommend doing it with carbs, man. I would just try to do it on this diet as much as you can, because if you're gonna fuel your body with carbs like that, it could bite you in the ass. T Muller, I got the notification for the first time today. Nice. You guys all got notifications. Cool. Interesting. Okay. So maybe what I'm doing wrong is I'm not notifying you guys ahead enough. So today I did it like an hour early. So is that what you mean by notification? Do you mean you got it like an hour early? Did it say like I'm gonna be streaming in 1 hour? Is that what it said? Beach Fitness, insulin is the most anabolic hormone in the body next to IGF, which carbs also release more of. Right. But you gotta, I understand what you're trying to do, and I'm not knocking it. If you want to get ripped, go for it, man. But I'm just saying that there's some pitfalls to that, because you're trying to basically hack your body with food. And anytime you're trying to like hack your body outside of your normal appetite, it's gonna turn around on you. But you should be fine with just raw milk and raw eggs, to be honest with you, man. Look up, damn it, what's that guy's name? That old school, like 1920s raw bodybuilder. He might have ate carbs though, I'm not sure. But you can get pretty ripped on just raw milk and eggs and meat. Chris Parks, A1 from Jersey cows. No, Jersey is, I think, a mix of A2 and A1. This is Holstein. Beach Fitness carbs also block cortisol, which is a catabolic hormone that promotes gluconeogenesis and the breakdown of muscle tissue for amino acids to convert energy. Yeah, maybe. I don't know how you can prove all that, but Adabeth, do you think any of this stuff is placebo? Placebo is powerful, man. Very powerful. You guys know that placebos work more than antidepressants in studies? You guys know antidepressants are total bullshit, right? That's why I was giving Haleman shit for talking about GABA in my stream the other day. Because I was like, how do you know that what they're telling you about GABA is legit? Because they don't even know what they're talking about with serotonin and dopamine. You know? They think depression comes from serotonin and dopamine when it comes from the gut, in my opinion. Eat raw. I mean, I bought the machine that separates milk from the cream, the milk centrifuge. You did? Interesting. Nero Machiavelli, I bulk with pint of mead mixed with 6 raw free-range organic eggs. It's super nice. I get 100 milliliters of cream from 1 liter of milk. Interesting. Why don't you just, are you trying to make something out of the cream, or why don't you just drink it as it is? Otis 8, how did your fast end up? My fast ended up great, guys. And yeah, it ended up awesome. And it made my stools like perfect again. So it was interesting. It worked exactly how the book said it would work, man. P. Miller, I got 5 days off of work, time for a fast. Yeah, that's the best time to do it. Yeah, don't do it when you have to work, guys. I kind of got bit in the ass doing that this week. I was getting a little shaky around lunchtime, so I figured out what my limit is. System of a Fox, what's up, man? What are you eating today? This is raw wild sockeye salmon from Alaska, 3 raw pastured eggs from Miller's Farm, and then a little chunk of raw butter. This is my main meal. I had my lunch earlier, which was basically a big chunk of cheese, glass of milk, and 3 raw eggs. I'm maintaining my weight pretty well, just eating this amount of food. It's amazing I cut my red meat in half. Casey Allen, show me what kind of milk are you drinking? This is a Holstein, A1 Holstein milk. It's still very delicious, man. And I've had Jersey and Guernsey as well, so I've had those 3. Guernsey's my favorite, Jersey's my second favorite, Holstein's third. Jersey and Guernsey are a little more creamy, a little more flavorful. But unfortunately, there's no Guernsey and Jersey farmers within an hour of me, so... Brandon White, it's not snowing. Normally it snows February, March time here. Also, I'm only 17, so I'm glad I'm on Primal for some of my growth. Yeah, dude, you're at a perfect time. Definitely. You're going to avoid so many pitfalls that us that didn't get fed properly. Like I was just talking to my farmer today. I was telling him, I said, do you know what they had for lunch in my high school when I was 17? When I was a 6'2" growing muscular man? They had Taco John's, Godfather's Pizza, and Subway sandwiches. That's what we had for lunch. That's what we were feeding growing men. And so every day, my mom, I remember she would give me like, how much was it? She would give me $5 for lunch. And I was able to buy 2 little beef tacos, like tiny little beef tacos in a tortilla wrap, and some tater tots. That's what I had for lunch, man. And then for breakfast, I would have cereal. So it was like, I would have been better off just fasting through breakfast and lunch than eating a bowl of cereal and then eating a couple tacos. P. Miller, God, it feels like I'm still recovering from all the salt and carbs I ate during the holidays. Yeah, maybe. Probably are. Brandon White, my muscles are dense. Yeah, I'm staying pretty muscular, man. I mean, this diet you don't even have to lift weights to be muscular on this diet. First thing I noticed when I got on this diet is my upper body started like building like armor. It was weird. Meet what foods to eat for brain health and I don't know what that hit health. Brain health, raw creams good for your nervous system and your brain. Fish, it's got omegas, that's good for your brain. Wild fish, wild salmon. Raw brain detoxifies the brain, that's good for your brain. And obviously like red meat and stuff like that, which has got protein, which is going to help build your brain up. Bradley David Good. I got the notification and clicked on it and it counted down, but then said waiting for the National Human Diet. It did that until 5 minutes ago when I started a new browser and then saw it started. Oh, sweet. So it actually worked. Awesome. Beach Fitness. What are your thoughts on Bart K, Nutrition Science Watchdog? I don't really have an opinion either way on the guy, to be honest with you. I just I had a conversation with him one time on his channel, on his comment section. And he was trying to tell me that raw food is not nutritionally superior to cooked food. So I just unsubscribed, you know, because he just came across like a kind of brainwashed, especially since he has science in his name there. Little red flag, guys. Capital S science inside of his name. I tend to avoid anybody associated with science because as you all know, science will lead you down the road of failure if you follow it to the T. And science is what funds all of our hospitals, and that's what kills everybody. And the only way you can figure out this stuff for yourself is doing what I'm doing and experimenting for yourself. Otherwise, you're trusting some other biased scientist or, you know, that's being funded by somebody. And just, it's, I don't know, man. I have great suspicions of anybody that considers themselves an expert on anything in life, and especially people that call themselves science experts. Peach Fitness, he called people that eat raw meats raw-tards in his stream the other day. Yeah, that's gamma male shit, dude. You guys know how I feel about gamma males, and if you're on YouTube, you're pretty much, it's 99% gamma males, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really like offend me anymore because I know how to deal with these guys. You know, you just don't give them any attention, basically. H the Human, have you heard of the Good Scots diet? It was on a Weston Price Foundation website. It spoke about how the ancient Scots ate. T. Miller, I find it easier to make raw yogurt than take care of my kefir. I have 2 sons on the carnivore diet with me transitioning to raw right now. Your perspective has helped a lot. Awesome. Wow. You are a good parent, man. I so wish my parents, if they would have done anything in my life, if they would have done this for me. I would have given shit about getting a car when I was 16 or getting an opportunity to go to a university when I was 17 or anything like that. I would have thrown all that in the toilet to eat raw foods growing up because I would have been way stronger, way more mentally healthy. I would have made better decisions in my life. So, man, that's such a great thing to do for your kids, man. Brandon White, yeah, I'm going to be getting as much sun as I can. It heals you. It heals you, man. Wolf Shanch, that's why I'm still unsure about eating bone marrow in Germany. Might switch to wild game this year. Animal Mother, ordering a dozen eggs from Miller's and 6 out of the 12 were broken. That sucks. I got a batch like that one time. You're not the only one, man. That sucks. Vandalism, veganism. Hey, brother, wanted to know what online meat markets to shop for some good quality raw liver. Good question. I've honestly never ordered liver online. I get my liver from my farmers locally here. But I can probably, let's see here. Let me check out my bookmarks here. I got a bunch of raw bookmarks. All right, here's some of the links I got here, man. I got Slanker, Texas grass-fed beef, Slanker beef. I've ordered from them. There's U.S. Wellness Meats. I got Riverwatch beef, Range West beef. And then of course there's Miller's. That's about all I found, man. Jeremy R., I've disliked Bart from day one and he's only got more annoying. Yeah, definitely. Right? You can honestly tell a lot about a man by looking at his wife. I'll let you draw your own conclusions from that. Snow asks, hi, do you have to air out milk if you let it age for months? Like you do with high meat so the bacteria can get oxygen? Yes. I found that kefir brewed much better when I had the lid loosened, so it seems like oxygen helps it out for sure. Yeah, I think it'll probably turn anaerobic and go bad if you don't give it air. T. Miller, the notification was that you'd be like going live in 30 minutes. Awesome. Chris Parks, you don't eat organ meats anymore? I go in spurts, man. I just eat what I crave. When I first started this diet, I craved the shit out of liver, man. Probably because my liver was damaged from just life. And I probably had nutrition deficiencies going on. So I ate the shit out of liver, man. Like a pound in a day, you know what I'm saying? And lately I just don't crave it that much anymore. So, but I am thawing out some liver as we speak, man. I brought it out today. So you guys will be seeing me eat some liver here probably in the next week or so when it thaws out. H. the Human, apparently the Scottish cheese back in the day was amazing that even the French wanted it and we've thrived on raw milk, cream, and cheese. Yeah. It's, reading this Weston Price book that I'm like a third of the way through right now has really opened my eyes to how much we don't really need that much red meat. Like, we need it, but it's like not like I thought we did, You can just survive on basically like good raw dairy, a little bit of fish, and these people were eating like rye bread and stuff. I would be open to introducing like rye bread back in my diet if it was like done perfectly in like perfect soil and all that stuff, not processed. Brandon White, I've had Guernsey, Jersey, Shorthorn, Holstein. How's Shorthorn? I've never had that. Eat raw meat. This dude ate 3 vegans per day. That's funny. He ate 3 vegans? Female, I ate some raw chicken drumsticks yesterday. I got some stomach cramps for an hour, then I was fine. Yeah, probably just adjusting to the bacteria. Patrick, we had a McDonald's right outside my high school. It's all we ate from grade 9 to 12. Dude, we had vending machines with candy in junior high. And every day after school, we had 4 vending machines at the doorway. And every day after school, there was a line of 10 kids at each vending machine. A never-ending line of people buying Mountain Dews, pop. And then we had a Dairy Queen right by my junior high, too. So I'd always go to Dairy Queen and get a Blizzard after school. I'm going to catch up on comments here. All right, later, Brandon. Eat raw meat. I think what happened to Severius was a reawakening of his immune system. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he said the doctor said he got that bacteria from the marrow. Yeah, it is kind of BS, huh? I think it's just some crazy detox. Like it was probably the toxin in the marrow that got him, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna grab my heater, guys. Excuse me for one sec. Sorry, I didn't prepare myself. All right. Bradley, David, good. My wife got lamb liver, grass-fed from Whole Foods last week, and we ate it raw. It was great, non-frozen. Really? I didn't know they had fresh liver there. I've asked them before, and they're like, what? They didn't know what I was talking about. I was like, isn't this Whole Foods? Like, isn't this the place where you're supposed to get really nutritious food? And they're just like, we don't have, what's organic liver? What's that? They're like, we don't know how to get it. Snow asks, maybe our immune systems get so freaking compromised from vaccines. That might be part of it. Vaccines, definitely. Junk food's a huge part, man. Me, what foods to combat Alzheimer's? Alzheimer's. I would just say get on this diet, you know what I mean? I mean, that's basically, if you get off that other shit that's causing the Alzheimer's, like sugar and stuff like that. I think Alzheimer's is sugar and carbs. And I'm not sure what the other theories are on Alzheimer's, but I believe they call it diabetes 3, so it's probably a carb issue, sugar issue. Jeremy, I eat grain-fed suet, fat, and bone marrow, all from my local store. I wouldn't go crazy on the marrow, but once a week is probably fine. The suet is awesome. Vandalism and veganism, thank you, no problem. Wolfsange, I think Safaria had to detox from the bone marrow because it was concentrated in heavy metals. Yeah, right, or had like a vaccine in it or something. And so, yeah, it's like his body like recruited some hardcore bacteria to do it, or I'm not quite sure exactly how this stuff works. I wish Augenus was still alive so we could ask him this stuff, you know? Eat Robbie, I'm gonna lay down, listen with headphones now. I hope the dogs won't bark. Yeah, they won't, dude. I won't do that again, I promise, guys. After I heard it, it was like you can't even understand. I mean, you can't even hear what they're howling like, you know? Patchy, I just freeze my butter now, take it 5 hours before eating, and pair it with fresh protein and raw honey. Female, I think combining certain foods don't really work well together. For instance, if I eat oysters and dairy, it kind of upsets my stomach. Interesting. I found that eating fish and beef at the same time does that sometimes. Bradley David Good, the Whole Foods lamb liver was wrapped in the refrigerated section, not the tended meat display. Ah, okay. Thanks, man. I'll check that out. Alzheimer's is sugar and MSG. That makes sense. Nicotine helps with Alzheimer's. Yeah, I've heard that. It boosts your acetylcholine. But too bad there's no real safe way to administer nicotine into your body, unfortunately. Everybody in my family smokes too. I used to smoke too. Anyone watching the UFC today? What's it on pay-per-view? I wish I could. I actually forgot about it till now. Hero Diamond, I feel kind of clogged up, maybe because I'm using Kerrygold. Is it pasteurized? P. Miller, yeah, tuna eaten with beef upsets my gut. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a natural thing to mix. T. Miller, so do you think there's true to the theory that if you eat liver, it helps your liver? If you eat cartilage, it helps your own cartilage, and so on? I do, man. I really do. It makes sense. It makes sense that we don't know what's in all of this stuff, you know? Like, they've done experiments and they've measured all of their minerals and vitamins and all of their so-called markers for nutrition. But there has to be stuff in here that's almost unmeasurable. You know what I'm saying? Like, just building blocks of your body that we're not quite aware of yet or something. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we know exactly what this food is made of structurally, but it just makes sense that to rebuild your body, you would need those items from those foods, you know? There's too much evidence that when you eat muscle meat, you get bigger muscles. When you eat raw adrenal glands, it heals your adrenal glands, you know, et cetera, et cetera. When you eat liver, it regenerates your liver. So it seems logically that you could continue that to every body part. Yeah, but raw milk only sours, it doesn't go bad, so I'm still wondering, does raw butter really go bad? It can go a little bit rancid, yeah, I think. I think the way it goes bad is by depriving it of oxygen. I think if you were to leave butter out, it might turn into something else if you gave it oxygen, so that's maybe something to experiment with. I don't know. I've never tried to like ferment butter and see what that does. I think fermenting fats is a little bit tougher. Nero Machiavelli, I had an old friend offer me cheap steroids. I'm thinking maybe giving it a try. I'm going to a trade school in Denmark and become a butcher soon. Everybody looks muscular and strong over there. If it involves needles, I wouldn't mess with it, man. Anything, you should never stick a needle in your body for any reason. Casey Allen Shobi, I used to eat more raw beef fat as that's easier for me to get than raw butter. Hero Diamond, I tried texting my Weston Price person in the area, didn't get an answer yet. Can't find raw butter in the stores. The only place I could find raw butter is Miller's Farm, man. So. Nero Machiavelli, I want to make money so that I can move to Norway and go to a commercial diving school and become an underwater welder and start working with underwater construction, but I need to get in serious shape. Meteor Man, yo, yo, yo. H the Human, I've not had eggs before my bed before. Would it keep me awake? Probably not. They digest in 27 minutes, so as long as you don't go like right before bed, you're probably good. Randomness of Veganism, great stream, brother. I feel I learned a lot. Take care. Yeah, man. Take it easy, brother. Snowass. Eatwild.com is a site where farmers who feed their animals natural diets can register there. So people who can see their location, there's a lot of farmers on there. Yeah, eatwild.com is a great resource. Kai Solace, if you eat testicles, boost testosterone. 100%, dude. 100%. It boosted my sex drive like by 5 times for like 2 days when I ate raw testicles. Patchy, if you're comfortable with 40K a year, that's fine. Oh, you guys talking about something else. Adabeth, part of us eating is socialization and enjoying what we taste. It doesn't seem like you enjoy what you eat or taste. Yeah, I disagree with you. Eating is not about enjoying what you taste at all. Eating is about, it's just all about feeding your body for energy. And it's not really about like pleasure or any sort of material gain like that. It's more so about energy and utilization and stuff like that. Functional energy. But we've made eating into this whole, season it up and sprinkle it sugar all over it and put sauces on it so it like appeals to your senses. This whole world, this whole material world is built to appeal to your senses, and that includes the way that we eat food nowadays. So, yeah, that's why you probably, you just see me eating and I don't have a reaction either way. Eating is eating. It's like taking a crap or taking a piss. You just do it. You know what I mean? It's not enjoyable. Do you really enjoy pissing? I mean, is that really like pleasurable, or do you just do it? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a bodily function. Patchy, there are many trades you can do that can double that pay. Oh, you guys are talking about trades. Yeah, getting a job is key. Get a job, guys. Bradley David, got to keep raw butter for a long time in the cupboard, and I really don't notice any souring, and I don't air it. Probably will give it air now to let it ferment better. Definitely, yeah. Kefir works way better with a loose lid. Wolfshan's raw butter can go a little rancid because it gets washed with water. Yeah, that's what the problem is. That's what happens. I think it starts to separate and the water gets rancid. Nero Machiavelli, Weston, it's D-ball pills, not needle. I'm not a big fan of needles either. Yeah. Well, if you want your testicles to shrink, I mean, anybody that's willing to take steroids knowing that it shrinks your testicles, I think that's pretty insane, dude. T. Miller, have you been able to find any quality brain to eat lately? Whenever I get my hands on some good brains, I have the most vivid dreams. Miller's has not given me any brain the last 2 times I ordered. I think because whoever, the USDA or the FDA or whatever's on their ass. So. Patchy says, freeze your butter. I just threw 3 in my freezer. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend steroids. I've been offered steroids a few times in my life, and it just didn't seem right because excuse me, anything you can't take the rest of your life every day is not a good idea. You got to look at it like a drug, you know what I mean? It's like steroids are like cocaine. Yeah, it's going to make you feel awesome or look awesome for a very short period of time. But what happens when you run out? You know what I'm saying? What happens when you run out of money and you can't buy any more steroids? Then you're just going to get you're going to grow bitch tits and your nuts are going to be small and you're going to be depressed because you're not on steroids anymore. Steroids are also addictive, dude. So I look at steroids almost like a drug, and I wouldn't recommend anybody take drugs. It changes your personality too, man. Like my buddy, he's not even on steroids. He's on just testosterone supplementation, and it totally changes his personality. It's almost like it's like becoming like a fake alpha male. You know what I mean? It's like if you want to become an alpha male, doing steroids is not the way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can become a leader without being muscular. You know, it's all about really, it comes from the inside. It's not about the outside, man. Snow asks, I'm trying to find somewhere to get some good high quality brains. Miller's should have it, but man, they've been out for a while. Bradley David Good says, I enjoy pissing, pooping, and eating. I don't get enjoyment out of that stuff. It's just a bodily function, you know? Beach Fitness, how many times a day do you urinate? Lately, maybe once or twice. Maybe 2 times. Ty Lopez, SARMs are heavily understudied. Who knows what side effects those chemicals have? I read about people who get temporarily going blind using SARMs. Jeremy, I had lamb leg for dinner tonight, feeling full. That's good. I haven't had lamb in a while. So far, so good with the A1 milk, man. I'm like 2 cups into it, and I think I would have known by now if it was going to be bad for me, you know? Wolfshan's, yeah, roid heads are often gammas, really weird guys. Yeah. My buddy that's on testosterone's a gamma. Pretty much nailed it. Matt F, is carbonated water better to drink than regular? If so, do any of you carbonate your own? I keep hearing that what's it called? Gerald Steiner. I almost said Stein. That's an artist. Gerald Steiner water is carbonated naturally and supposedly stimulates your hydrochloric acid. That's what Tyler told me. I'm pretty sure Ogenus did recommend carbonated water for some reason, which I find weird. I didn't know it was naturally carbonated, but yeah, apparently it's good for your stomach, man. What are you doing? Oh, feeling good from this fish already. It's starting to wake me up from my little coma, my raw cream coma. Yeah, we'll look it up. Let's look up. Oh, I got some new books, guys. Look at this old guy here. How to Stay Young, Perpetual Youth by Dr. Armitago. Copyright 1918. Old books is where it's at. Here's another one. This was in the bibliography for We Want to Live. Confessions of a Medical Heretic. A couple books I'm going to work through here. I got like 7 more books coming, man. Let's look up carbonated water. Benefits of naturally sparkling water. Drinking 1 to 2 cups of naturally sparkling mineral water daily helps restore the electrolyte balance and the oxygen level in the blood and reduces adrenaline production. So when he says sparkling, does he mean carbonated? Is that what he means by sparkling? I'm not sure what else he would mean by sparkling. That wasn't a very good passage there. Let's see. Overview of, there we go. Let's go to the overview here. If a label reads carbonation added or carbonated, it means that the carbonation is synthetic. Synthetic carbonation causes radicals and free radicals, resulting in mineral and oxygen deficiencies, sometimes resulting in headaches. If a label reads naturally carbonated or natural carbonation added or naturally sparkling, the carbonation is natural. From the well and highly charged with healthful electrolytes. Nice. In combination with unheated honey, naturally carbonated waters relieve most headaches. Naturally carbonated waters help relax adrenal glands. Therefore, if you are an individual with low energy, it would probably be better to drink naturally sparkling water only when needed in a remedy. Huh. Gotcha. Well, I'm an individual with low energy, so that's a good thing I don't drink naturally sparkling water. All right. Good to know, man. I'll stick with my regular stuff. So just to recap, if it reads carbonation added or carbonated, it means it's synthetic. If it says naturally carbonated or natural carbonation added or naturally sparkling, it's natural. So it'll say natural if it's natural. Cheeses. Let's go into cheeses here. This is an interesting one. Cheeses, raw, no salt added, are made from raw milk and there is no salt added to the milk. Similar to clay, cheese supplies concentrations of minerals that bind with radicals and poisons that the body dumped into the stomach and intestines. Also, cheese draws the poisons from the blood, nervous, and lymphatic systems as they pass through the stomach and intestines. Unsalted raw cheeses act like a sponge to absorb these toxins, relieving nausea. Since cheeses lack most bioactive enzymes, causing dehydration, eating raw fat with cheese, such as unsalted raw butter or coconut cream, helps prevent constipation. Always interesting, man. Learn something new in this book all the time. Very interesting. Man, I am still like, I almost feel like stoned from that raw cream. Amazing, man. That raw cream is like so relaxing. Holy crap. Yo, yo, what's up, Sver? Yeah, good evening. Cream coma. Yeah, dude. I almost feel like I'm on like I'm stoned or something. It's weird. Roger Smith, what's up, man? How you doing? Ricky Berger, I can't handle flat water. It makes me feel nauseous. Sparkling water I do great with. Mountain Valley Spring Sparkling is amazing. Nice. Yeah, so I get the Mountain Valley just spring. I haven't got the sparkling yet, the carbonated stuff yet. But now that he said it relaxes your adrenal glands, I think I'm going to chill out and just probably, because if anything, I'm seeking energy. My problem in life is I'm not, I've always been just like very, very relaxed and a chill guy. But even more so when I got like unhealthy, you know what I mean? Almost too chill. So I'm trying to get my energy back, so I might stay away from the sparkling for a minute. But yeah, when I first started, Ricky, when I first started this diet, I was drinking reverse osmosis filtered water and just steaks. I've made some definite headway on this diet, but I felt like shit on that reverse osmosis water. Wolf Shange, I sometimes simply crave some good old water, like 1 time a week though. I definitely crave water too. Yeah, if you crave water, drink it, just definitely don't gulp it. You're supposed to sip it. I mean, you don't have to do it exactly how Augenis does it if you don't want to. He like sips like little drops at a time. I just take like 1 drink at a time, you know, which is like way better than the way I used to chug like. You remember like chugging like whole bottles of water and stuff like that? It's crazy. Matt F, I just had fish the other day and it doesn't do anything for me since I started eating raw. Fish is not as satiating, man. It's not that it's not doing anything for you. It's just that a lot of people don't find it as satiating as beef. This goes for cooked and raw universally. Asfer Conlu has reported this, and since she said it, it reminded me to do it. So, or it reminded me that basically when I eat it, it's not as satiating, so I just eat more beef, you know. Rage mode, I like to put honey in my belly button so I can dip my fingers in it and lick it off. There you go, man. Belly button like a natural little bowl. Beach Fitness, I try to only drink naturally carbonated water, but it's tough to know for sure if it's naturally carbonated. Yeah. In the book there, it says it'll say naturally. It'll say natural in it. Hero Diamond, did you see that vegan lady get arrested on live PD? No, I did not. Is there a link you can link to that, or is that on just TV? I'm a Whisk, hello? Ada Beth, when do you find the time to read? Just at night, you know, like in the evenings. Maybe knock down just like a chapter at a time, you know. But sometimes, like if I'm not working, if I'm like on a day off or something like that, I'll sit down and read like a half of a book in a day, and then I'll read the other half the next day. So most times, to be honest, I'll read a book in about 2 to 3 days. It's the best way to do it. That way you get all the information in and you're not dragging it out, you know? That's so weird. He said, I just came here after watching Live PD. Live PD is great, dude. You know, Cops was like my favorite show of all time back in the day. And if you guys remember right, if you guys are here in America, Cops used to always, I don't know if it still does it, but Cops used to always be live on Fox at like 7 p.m. on Saturdays. So that was like, that's always been like my tradition, is like sitting down, eating dinner on a Saturday night, and then watching Cops live at 7, man. I just love that shit. Yeah, let's get a link. I want to see that. Beach Fitness Goatus is the goat. Definitely. Gerald Steiner's pretty staple. It's good stuff. I'm out of pea pots. Gotta go buy some. What's a pea pot? Spherius says, Casey, I want to see what happens to the Epitome 6 appeal first. That was a good one, dude. That Epitome 6 is like the best of all. Yeah, I drink mostly raw milk. What's up, Luna? Good to see ya. Roger Smith, drink it warm, right? Yeah, I leave my milk out for probably an hour or two. Sometimes I don't have time, so to be honest, I drink it sometimes cold, and it's fine. It's fine cold too, but I don't recommend it. Some people can't handle it cold. My stomach seems to be able to handle a lot. Like I was saying in a lot of my prior videos, basically my disease did not manifest as much into like a gut and digestion disorder as it did like a mental disorder. So like my food was digesting, but it was like passing through my intestine and going like into my brain and shit. So like, and my body I think is like really strong. I'm built very strong. So, I didn't notice really my whole life I've never had, digestive issues ever. It was all just like almost like psychological stuff. Maven Taylor, hey boy, what's up? P. Miller, live PD lost its magic when I stopped smoking weed. Yeah. Huh. That's an interesting point. TV does kind of suck when you're not smoking weed, huh? I think TV in general, like just watching videos in general, get kind of old when you're not like stoned. Ricky Berger. That's so interesting. I've had issues with energy but lately it's been much higher. I'm not sure if it's because I've had any water period in a couple weeks now or solid food, just kefir, huh? Kefir's good, very addicting. I don't blame you. I've actually, when I went on that fast, I actually like stopped craving kefir for a while, but I might start brewing some up here. I got my grains. They're just kind of marinating in some milk in my fridge right now until I'm ready to do some kefir again. But yeah, that stuff will make you feel great, man. So I'm trying to get it's not my boss, but it's like I'm friends with the boss's son and his brother. And his brother is like really interested in this raw thing. He tried the carnivore diet and didn't work out for him. He got too lean and he probably wasn't feeling that good because he wasn't doing what we're doing here. He wasn't eating the right stuff. But I talked my friend who's his brother. I talked him into making some kefir one time, and he gave it to his brother, and he said he drank it, and he said the next day he had the weirdest craving for it he'd never had before. So I think I'm getting close to converting my boss's son to this diet because he like called me into his office yesterday, and he was like, "When are you gonna bring some of that high meat in?" Just kind of joking around, but not really. And I was like, whenever you want, dude, I'll stink up the whole place. And he just started just drilling me with questions, He's like, how does that work? And blah, blah, blah. And he's like, how come dogs don't get as sick on food? And et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, dogs have a 50 times stronger stomach acid and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, And he's like, yeah, I pulled some chicken out of my fridge, and it smelled really bad. And I kind of wondered, I was like, what would Wes do? You know, he's like, what would Wes do in this situation? And I was like, explaining to him how meat only goes bad when you deprive it of oxygen and all this stuff. And he was really interested, man, because he's about my age. And so we have a lot in common. We seem like we have similar genetics too. He seems like a Germanic guy. So it's no coincidence that a lot of us with similar genetics and genetic background and stuff are seeking this way of life, you know, because I think we're all experiencing like the same problems, you know. So, but he seems like really, really interested in what I'm doing. So we'll see. They're butchering up those hogs as we speak this weekend. So I'm probably going to go to work Monday and I'm going to have like 30, 40 pounds of pork waiting for me. They're probably going to freeze it, you know. There's nothing I can do about it. Jeremy, I used to do the water cure by Dr. Batmahan Geladij. It did have effects. He cured all kinds of stuff with it. It would ease my back pain for a day. I think it was flushing oxalates or toxins. Hero Diamond, I am unable to post the link on the chat. Really? That's weird. Snow asks, what's the benefit of storing milk in glass versus plastic? Less plastic residue for sure. I would get rid of all your plastic, man. I even got rid of my plastic bowl that I was straining my kefir in, and I got a glass bowl now. Spherius says, Peapot is short for prayer pot. It's a RuneScape thing. Oh, okay. I thought you were done playing video games, man. I thought you hung up the controller. I hung up the controller last year, man. I just finally was like, dude, I'm too old to play Halo. I was like a ridiculous Halo player, and I felt like a loser, because I just would like every once in a while I'd hear like a little kid talking, and I was like, I think I'm all good at Halo, but I'm just like beating the crap out of like 8-year-olds. So I quit. Luna DC, hey, what's up? Good to see you too. Right on. Hope the family's going well. Hope the kid's healthy. Sure he is. You guys are going to be good parents, man. I mean, I think honestly the best thing you can do as a parent is feed your kid nutritious food, dude, you know? And just be an example, a moral example, obviously. But yeah, it's just, I think a lot of us get screwed out of that stuff. P. Miller, yeah, I don't really miss TV. I kind of sometimes miss it just for like nostalgia, you know? Like it's nice to just kind of like turn something on and kind of just veg out a little bit and not have to like chill out, buddy. Not have to like pick new videos all the time, you know? Cause like, but I haven't watched cable in like probably well over 10 years. Beach Fitness, do you ever eat coconut cream? Never. It's the one thing I haven't, and I gotta make some. I gotta do it. TV's 100% gay. Yeah, it is getting really gay now, isn't it? Like, they're changing all the demographics and stuff. It's weird. I've been eating a lot of, Bradley David Good, I've been eating a lot of raw coconut cream from original living coconut. Feels great. Man, I really want to get into that. But it's like, I was watching the video that Augenus did to make coconut cream, and it looks like a pain in the ass, man. P. Miller, I had the weirdest craving for raw chicken, and I was not disappointed. If anyone hasn't tried it, I highly recommend it. Yeah, I should get some raw chicken on the stream here pretty soon. I haven't eaten raw chicken one time yet. Patchy, I knew someone that was suicidal, started eating high liver, and is a really happy dude now, turned his whole life around. That's awesome. Ben Askren's intellect. You are becoming a Severia level homie, man. Thank you so much, brother. Dude, any way we can help, man. That's why we're doing this, man. Like, it helped us so much that, you know, I think it would be, I would feel like I'd be doing the world a disservice by withholding this type of information, because, you know, Severia knows how much research and time it takes to do this type of shit, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure he had a lot of free time to look into this stuff, and so did I. Whereas a lot of people that are working 9 to 5 jobs and have families and stuff like that, they just don't have the time to research all this stuff and read the books, watch the videos, dig, keep digging in, stuff like that. So, it's like we've done some research and we're just reporting it back to you guys, so you guys don't have to spend, like I did, like 18 months of researching and stuff like that. Luna DC, TV is the gayest entertainment on earth. I mean, brainwash. Yeah, it is. It's very gay. Snow asks, I'm going to start eating a lot of raw chicken because apparently it's good for the nerves, and I have some damaged nerves in the top left of my head from a concussion. Yeah, that's interesting. I got some damaged nerves too from when I broke my jaw. Every once in a while I get nerve spasms in the side of my head right here. It's like a crawling sensation right here and right here. It's pretty disturbing, man. But it's slowly going away. It actually happened a lot more frequently, like 6 months ago, a year ago. It's slowly going away. I think it's from when I broke my jaw, because when I broke my jaw, it actually broke up here, where it connects here. It broke here and here. And so I think when I broke my jaw, it actually damaged my nerves up there. And also, like, my chin is like numb and shit, because I cracked my chin in half when I broke my jaw. So my chin is numb. Neo Anderson, where do you get the kefir, or do you make it? Yeah, I actually just ordered kefir grains on Amazon. You can make kefir without grains if you want, but I make it with grains. Audrey recommends doing it without grains, just a FYI. But you can just order grains online and get them shipped to you. Make sure you throw out your first batch and only drink your second batch on, because the first batch isn't going to ferment properly. Meteor Man, shame you couldn't butcher hogs with them. It would have been cool if they would have like paid me on the clock, but I think they didn't want to take us away from our work. You know what I'm saying? So it is kind of a shame. I was kind of looking forward to it, but oh well. I didn't know what I was doing anyway. It would have been impossible. He would have had to tell me like where to cut every time, and I just don't know what I'm doing. You guys want to go outside? Beach Fitness, look up Polynesian culture on YouTube for how to make coconut milk. He is amazing. Hero Diamond, I never played games because my dad caught me playing at an arcade when I was 10 and he asked me if I went, lied to him. He slapped me and forbade games from me. Now I'm like, thanks, Dad. One of the funniest jokes I ever heard in my life was Dave Attell. He says he doesn't like traveling because his dad used to beat him with a globe. It's one of the funniest jokes I've ever heard. All right, guys, I'm going to let my dogs out. I'll be right back. Dogs are like little babies, man. Don't get a dog unless you have lots and lots of time. Especially puppies. Oh, guys, yeah, you just reminded me of something. Ben Askren's incorrect. I feel like I wasn't alive until I learned all this stuff. The free time is what allowed me to see it as well. Yeah, it does take definite free time, guys. This is like extracurricular learning. You know what I mean? Because you have to literally just stop what you're doing. You have to stop being around brainwashed people. You have to stop eating food, normal food, and just sit down and think about this shit and be like, what am I doing? You got to just resort your whole life around, P. Miller, my grandparents insist on feeding their dogs dry pellets. I secretly gave them a ton of salmon and milk. Oh, you're a good person. So yeah, I have some interesting anecdotes on dogs getting fed pellets. dry pellets. So I have 3 friends that all feed their dogs dry kibble, okay? One of them, he comes home and the dogs are like attacking each other, like taking chunks out of each other's skin. The other one, same exact thing. The dogs got in a fight and literally like took a bite out of each other. And then my third friend, his dog just died of cancer. And all 3 of these guys feed their dogs dry kibble. And I've told all 3 of these guys to start feeding their dogs raw meats. And I keep trying to explain to them, I'm like, the reason your dogs are biting each other is because they're hungry. They're freaking hungry, man. And they're just like, oh, nah, whatever. And I tried to tell my other buddy when his dog got diagnosed with cancer, I was like, yeah, I know a farmer that reversed cancer on a German Shepherd by giving him raw cream and raw eggs every day, and he lived like 4 more years. He just let his dog die. So, guys, people will just let their dogs die despite you giving them the truth. So just let that be a lesson. You can't wake people up. You know what I'm saying? You could tell somebody your child is going to die, your baby is going to die unless you do this, and they will let their babies die. So just let that be a lesson. You can't save everybody. In fact, I don't think you can save anybody. That's why I keep saying the only way that people can be saved is by God. And, so just don't waste your time trying to regurgitate all of this stuff to people that don't want to hear it, Wait for people to come to you. But it doesn't hurt to mention it one time, you know what I mean? Just to kind of plant that little seed. Luna DC, I didn't play games because I knew I'd get addicted. Only played The Sims, Populous, Clash of Heroes, and Diablo. Fun but time consuming. I love Diablo, man. Diablo 2. I used to play the hell out of that. And Diablo 3. Nero Machiavelli, Garland Farms, he's about to expose Sean Baker, he says, for not promoting grass-fed. The war on grain-fed meat goes on. I'm a little torn on grass-fed and grain-fed, to be honest with you, man. Especially after getting an email from my grass-fed farmer, who basically told me that grain-fed meat is more energetic. So, I don't know, man. I'm not sure what to make on it, because honestly, I feel better on grain and grass mixed. So, and it's really hard to source fresh grass-fed. In fact, like it's almost impossible. You have to buy a quarter of the cow, and then you have to freeze half of it. So if you're gonna eat grass-fed, you got to eat frozen meat. So it's just like, it's really, I don't think there's anything wrong with feeding an animal mostly grass and then just a little bit of grain. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But that being said, there's probably some more specific stuff that he could go into. Like, I don't have any problems with like what kind of meat Sean's eating. It's more so that he's cooking the hell out of it and he's not eating like dairy and raw eggs and stuff. And he's supposed to be this like Mr. Bodybuilder, Mr. Muscle Man, and he's like not even eating raw milk and raw eggs. Like, everybody knows that's how you get big as hell, is raw milk and raw eggs. So I don't get it, dude. Sean Baker turned out to be like a huge disappointment, man, because he's the one that like got me into the carnivore thing. And kind of, it's weird. Like, the Bible says beware of false idols. I don't like quoting the Bible, man, but that's like a very, very wise thing to follow. Be wary of false idols, man. And also, I will say this. Making a job of exposing people is a huge gamma male trait, guys. It's kind of weaselly. Wolf Shange, think I'll pick up the casual grain-fed chicken and I'll just eat the skin raw. There you go. Jeremy R., you have to make it your mission to find the truth. Yeah. Snow Ass, I get my milk from Dutch Meadow Farm, 100% A2. They ship all over the country too. Right on. Luna DC, we're all puppies. Yeah, we're all puppies. I feel like a baby. I definitely feel like reborn in this new diet. It's very interesting. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I feel like I'm like driving a new car. It's weird. Hero, damn it, I got 2 dogs and babysitting my friend's gamma dog. Have to keep my wolf from eating the gamma half pit. Gamma dogs are the worst. Meter man, stop practicing your butchery skills with fish, chicken, and roadkill. You know you're getting good when you can butcher a chicken without cutting the skin and debone it with all the bones. Stay as one. Kai Solis, I've been told to be known for years that kibble is what gives dogs cancer. There's too many cases of it, so unnatural, right? Yeah, what else would give them all those like lumpy tumors and stuff? P. Miller, my grandpa's dogs are fed dry pellets and they bark nonstop, and one of them has a tumor in its rectum. Yeah, there's a dog at my shop that's getting fed kibble too, and he's like super skittish. He's just always like running around and like running from you, and like it's really weird, man. And he's always like sniffing. He's always sniffing around for food. Hero Damon, I gave my friend the truth about raw foods and cancer, and that it would save his father from dying from cancer. I sent him all the books and stuff. His dad died a couple months ago, though. Yep, I know tons of people like that, man. Just don't let your emotions get tied up with these people. That's just going to be my recommendation for you. You know, don't waste your energy, and don't let your empathy overcome you with these people, because you'll just waste your whole life trying to save people. You know. Can't save people, man. It's the hardest thing to watch these parents feed their babies sugar. I know, like pops and ice cream and stuff. Luna DC, cool you played Diablo 2. My favorite part about Diablo was the soundtrack. Diablo 2, my favorite part was the music. Anytime a video game's got good music like that, it just draws me in. Meteor man, I fed my chihuahua a big chunk of fat, and the wife freaked, took him to the vet, and put him on antibiotics. Holy shit. Dang, man. Now I know why you emailed me what you emailed me, buddy. Reef Guzzler, it's sad I switched my parents' dogs to raw for a few months when I was back home. As soon as I left, they put them back on kibble. I also played Diablo 2 probably more than any other game. That was a hell of a game, wasn't it? That was a hell of a game, dude. Still is. Apotheosis, grass-fed and grain-finished is fine. Grass-fed and grain-finished is perfect, guys. It's perfect. You're getting the longevity of the grass-fed meat, and you're getting the energy of the omega-6 grains. It's perfect, dude. I eat it all the time. I'm actually starting to prefer it. System of a Fox, have you seen the Diablo 4 trailer? It's brutal. No, I haven't. Luna DC, I finished the extended version or something in 10 days. Imagine how much time playing. Holy crap, 10 days, that's nuts. I never beat that game. Snow ass, I need to email a bunch of farms near here to find out more info about them. Yeah, just start firing off emails to all of them, man. Matt F. Fake Ufano is basically criticizing every carnivore channel to make himself look like the only credible source. Just a sec here. Here you go, guys. Make sure you leave a 1-star review. Make sure you leave a 1-star review on Frank Tufano's book, guys. Martin O'Donnell, something fishy with Sean Baker and the whole carnivore stuff. I think it's all a tactic to combat veganism. Veganism peaked in 2017 until severity destroyed the entire movement. It's It's a false binary, guys. You know what false binaries are? It's fake. The carnivore versus vegan thing, it's fake. It's made up by the media. It's made up by YouTube in order to get people to war needlessly against each other. That's why you just got to ignore it, you know what I mean? The whole carnivore versus vegan stupid thing. That's why the debates are so gay. You know what I mean? It's one of those false binaries, like, Christians versus Muslims, black people versus white people, feminists versus misogynists, Zoomers versus boomers. You know what I mean? All these like weird false binaries that you're seeing, all of these little fake wars. This is the work of Satan, guys. That's what he wants. He creates these false ideas, and he gets humans to act out his plans for him in disguise of these false binaries. So yeah, that's why I don't get into the political stuff anymore, the whole right versus left and all that stupid shit, because I realized I saw through the veil, guys. And once you get away from the media entirely, you start realizing that all of this shit is only coming from the media. If you just live a simple life, go to work every day, come home to your dogs, come home to your wife, whatever you come home to, and don't watch this stupid shit, you realize that it's some weird force. There's some weird force behind this stuff, pushing this stuff, trying to get human beings to war with each other, Because life this isn't a flesh and battle war we're in here, man. This is a spiritual battle. And anytime you see something like that, where it's like vegans versus carnivores, blah, 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 it's the spirit behind that that's pushing that. It's not necessarily the vegans and the carnivores doing it, I got to get my dogs because it's really cold outside, guys. I'll be right back. Beyond me, you should sneak some raw meat in there for your dog at the shop. I bet he would become your best friend. That's a good point. I never thought about that. You probably would become my best bud. Yeah, I'm on my way to doing that for sure. I'm going to bring some raw milk in probably next week. I'm going to get everybody to start drinking raw milk. Nero Machiavelli, Diablo 2 music is legendary. It's the best, dude. It's the best. I'm trying to think what other game has as good a music as that. That might be the best. Nero Machiavelli, pure nostalgia, exactly. Yep. Yeah, D2 music is amazing, yep. Female, I still have to see Frank's Weasley face in my recommendations, even though I'm unsubbed. Dude, he's going off the rocker, guys. Going off the rocker. I banned his name from being able to be typed in my stream because it triggers me to go on just to tirade about him, He's too easy of a target. Like, I need more of a challenge than that guy, Theo Johnson, so most of the conventional grain-fed beef in the supermarket is grass-fed at the start of the cow's life, then grain-finished at the end. Yes, yeah. You're gonna have a really hard time finding 100% grain-fed beef. That stuff's gonna look like shit. It's all grass-fed until at the end they like to beef them up with the grain. Luno DC salmon. Yeah, this is wild-caught salmon here. Some sockeye. Beyond me, I don't feel right when leaving an opinion about Frankie's book if I haven't actually read it. Well, you know what? Frank shouldn't go around giving his opinion about shit that he hasn't actually researched. So, he does this stuff to actual human beings. The least we can do in retaliation is warn people about him through his book that this guy is just a total fraud. You know what I mean? Because, that's what he does. You know what I mean? Making videos about supposed carnivore frauds and all this dumb shit. Like, he doesn't thoroughly research anything. He just makes videos and then, based on assumptions. You know what I mean? So, whatever, man. It's like eye for an eye, right? Luna DC, I love salmon. It's great to get some vitamin D in the winter. Yes. Yeah, I've been eating a lot of fish and eggs this winter. It's really helped my energy. Like, I feel better this winter than I have in any winter before. Winter, I used to always, like, looking back on it, I used to definitely get that, like, seasonal depression type thing. Nowadays, like, my energy and my mood is totally stable. So I'm curious to see if it's going to keep getting better through the next, like, couple years. Luna DC, you can't review what you didn't view. Agree. Can't be any good though. Yeah, I don't know, man. You guys, I guess we're on different pages about that. I don't see any problem with it at all. Snow Ice, I just ordered 6 pounds of butterfish. It's gonna get here on Tuesday. Apotheosis. Is sockeye better tasting than regular salmon? I don't know, be honest with you. I think I've only had sockeye, as far as I know. Salmon is slippery, haha, it definitely is slippery. I dropped a piece a little bit ago. Nero Machiavelli says, oh my bad, I thought you were talking about Quake. Yeah, Quake's pretty badass too. I think Trent Reznor did the Quake soundtracks. I used to be a big Trent Reznor fan. I've seen him live, it's pretty good. Horatio Washington, did you get salmon from Whole Foods? Yes, I did. Beyond me, you're right about Frank is a fraud. I don't like him, but I have no opinion about his book. I started disliking him when he started talking shit about Amish people. He knows nothing about them. Yeah, definitely. It's just leaving a review on that is like, we know more about him than the average like person on Amazon, you know? So it's like his book is like deceptive in the sense that like, you know, you see it and it's like, oh, this must be a good author. This guy must know what he's talking about. But, you know, all he's doing is just copying other people's work and, you know, inserting his own like opinions about stuff in there. So I think leaving a bad review would actually be doing a lot of people like a good service, because a lot of people that don't know who he is that would buy his book and just be extremely disappointed in it, you know. But I see this as like war, you know what I mean? Because like Frank started a war against, you know, Augenis, Sveria, Milk Jar. He's starting a war against everybody, and it's like, how, you know, what's a better way to retaliate than going after his little masterpiece? Reef Guzzler, opinion on farmed salmon. Is it as toxic as they say? I choose to avoid just in case. I definitely would. Nero Machiavelli, I'm a huge Trent Reznor fan. He's legendary for sure. I'm not too much into him anymore. I think I was into him like when I was more depressed and shit, you know what I mean? But he's still like a very talented dude. And here's a fun little fact for you guys. Have you guys ever noticed like in mechanic shops and stuff like that, there's like these big heaters that run on the ceilings that say Reznor on it? That's Trent Reznor's grandpa. Thanks for the super chat, Ricky. Gotta run. Have a great evening. Thank you very much. You too. See you next time. Nero Machiavelli, but he's very gamma, haha. Yeah, he's the biggest gamma, isn't he? Right. Once I found God, I was like, I can't believe I listened to so much Reznor, dude. Because he's all about hating on God, and he's all about his heroin and all that shit. Pretty cool in concert, though, man. Pretty cool in concert. I saw him around, like, I think it must have been like 2006, 2007, 2008, something like that. My favorite albums of his are, damn it, I'm forgetting the name of it now. It's the Double album. It's my favorite one. Ghosts is pretty tight too. Frank is the fakest poser, money grabbing rat ever. Dude, it's unbelievable, isn't it? It's unbelievable. It's like mind blowing. But he's just got some serious like personality disorders, I think, from being like elevated to the lead of his family. He's like the father of his family in a sense. He's like the man. So the good thing is I think personality disorders, they tend to work themselves out over time, whereas psychological disorders don't. So I think he'll work his way out. Beach Fitness, how many hours of sleep do you get? I'm currently getting about 7 or 8 hours. I'll get about 6 to 8, somewhere in there, but usually about 8. Nero, Trent Reznor is a great performer and genius musician, but not much of a man. Yeah, he's kind of weak, isn't he? Yeah, he's a bit of a pussy. Always crying about shit, you know? Reef Guzzler, I really want to start a farm. Wait, I should finish up that comment with always crying about shit, like some YouTubers that cry on live streams and shit. Not going to mention any names. Reef Guzzler, I really want to start a little farm. I work on one for my milk and can occasionally meet. I need a new career badly so I can save up. Yeah, just be patient, man. Just be patient, you know? I'm almost 40. I'm not almost 40, but, you know, I will be 40 sometime here in the near future, guys. And, you know, I don't have a wife and I don't have a farm, but I'm not too worried about it. My uncle just had a child at 50. So I'm not too worried about it at all. You just got to be patient, man. You know, if God wants you to have a farm, he'll give you a farm. But definitely just do the right things, you know, that are in front of you. Get your job going and get a decent paying job. Do what you got to do to get that decent salary and get a couple tax returns saved up and then go get a loan, buy some land and build a tiny house or throw a trailer on it. You know what I mean? As long as you have your farm, that's all that matters, guys. If you got to live on a trailer, who gives a shit? As long as you got your chickens and your goats, you know? And then eventually you can build a house for yourself. But if you have to start out living on something really cheap, then you have to entertain that idea. Don't fall into all of these like people nowadays that are taking out $200,000, $300,000 loans and buying houses that are too big for them and stuff. You know, just you got to think practical. Nero Machiavelli, are you into Deftones? I know you said before you were into Tool. I never really got much into Deftones for some reason, man. Not a whole lot. Couple songs, obviously, like their famous ones. I could dig that. Definitely into Tool. I like Tool's Maynard's new project, Pussifer. I love Pussifer, dude. Love that shit. Like, here, I'll link that. I'll link some Pussifer. Here's some Pussifer. This shit is really weird, but it's damn good music, dude. Martin O'Donnell, I actually dream of herding sheep. Interesting. I know they tell you to count sheep when you're trying to go to bed. Bradley David Good, thanks for the super chat, man. Great space here. Thanks for hosting this. You bet, man. No prob. I got no one else to eat with, guys. Excuse me. Wolf Shange, a farm in the Alps would be a piece of heaven on earth. Absolutely. Nero Machiavelli, I'm going to check it out. Thanks, man. I didn't know. Yeah, Pussifer is pretty underground, dude. For some reason. I think Maynard does it on purpose. He wants people to, like, discover it. He doesn't want to, like, promote it. But if you like Pussifer, you're going to love Pussifer. It's a side of Maynard that you don't really see. It's a little weird. But there's some, like, really beautiful songs they make, man. Beach Fitness, have you always been a slow eater? When there's food out like you have, I'm a dog and have to eat it all quickly. I became a really slow eater when I broke my jaw, dude. So I broke my jaw. I had like this drop seizure out of nowhere. Broke my jaw, chipped 12 of my teeth in half. Jaw wired shut for 6 weeks. And then I never fixed my teeth for like 5 years. So I had broken molars and shit for a long time. So that contributed to a lot of my health problems. And I had to eat really slow because I was eating the standard American diet, all this crunchy food and shit. So I would like chew really slow and eat really slow. My jaw, I had limited mobility left and right and up and down. Like my jaw doesn't, when it goes down, it goes in a little bit. Like it's still fucked up. Well, that's where I learned how to chew and eat really slowly. But I believe Augenus recommends eating very slowly. And I just naturally, when I got on this diet, I started naturally eating really slow. Hero Diamond, my dad just called me on the phone. He's having back problems. I just started talking about raw foods. He doesn't want to hear it. Not much I can do now. Yeah, I'm bracing myself to watch everybody in my family die right in front of my eyes. So I mean, you know, whatever. If God wants them to die, He wants them to die. You know what I'm saying? They know what I'm doing. They can see what I'm doing. They can see the health in me, you know. They can draw their own conclusions. If they're not smart enough to correct their own health, then Maybe God didn't want him to survive, you know? It's not up to us who lives and dies. Reef Guzzler, I'm honestly about to start truck driving because I can't find any apprenticeships using my hands or anything around here. I thought I wanted to get a degree and help people, but when I realized how corrupt all institutions are, that went out the window. And I don't want to be a fake YouTube sellout, that's for sure. Yeah, dude. Yeah, just do something blue collar, you know what I mean? I've never been happier in my life working blue collar jobs, dude. Like, you work, if you're a man, you're working with men, and there's a camaraderie there, dude, that I'm telling you, man, if you get into a good blue collar job, there's a camaraderie there that you can't get anywhere else. Truck driving might be kind of lonely, but I would say, you know, it wouldn't hurt to just get, there's a lot of like really weird specific businesses that don't advertise, you know what I mean? So just maybe look through the phone book and look through like just warehouses and just weird stuff like that, and just, you never know, man, you could get like a really decent paying job working in some just warehouse, and then you could eventually maybe work your way up into the office from the warehouse, you know? So you just gotta like, you don't know what's out there until you see it with your eyes, you know what I mean? Like, I've been involved with businesses and I've worked for businesses that I never would have known they even existed until I started working there and got the job through word of mouth or whatever, you know? But yeah, you made the best call on not going to college, dude. I almost went to college last summer. I didn't take math for like 20 years, and I tested into pre-calculus, and I was going to get into engineering because I thought that's what I wanted to do. I was like, you know, I felt like my life was like getting a lot better on this diet, so I was like, might as well just go to college, you know? But I went in there, and like everybody was retarded in the college, like all the people working there. The lady that was supposedly setting up my course plan, like screwed up my course plan a bunch of times. She was like this really old boomer lady. And I was like, why do I have to like, it was like, I was like, I want to talk to a man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to sound misogynistic or anything like that, but it's like, I'm getting into engineering. Can I talk to a man? Like, can I get some advice from a man and not a grandma? It's just really weird how the college institutions are, it's not very masculine anymore at all. And I don't want to get into like a feminized occupation. And it seems like they're just really like, they're putting more women into college than men nowadays, whereas women should be at home, you know what I mean? So it's really backwards, dude. Like it's the education system is becoming inverted. Like everything in this world is becoming inverted. It's really weird. So I would just stay away from it. You're going to save yourself a lot of hassle and a lot of money, man. Trust me, if anybody should have went to college, it should have been me, for sure. I was like, I graduated in the top 10% of my whole class, you know. Reef Guzzler sucks. I can't find a good, honest living. I'm a hard worker and have experience in like every area from all the jobs I've worked. You know, man, the best way to find a job is by word of mouth. You got to network you're in with people. You got to become friends with people. You got to get in the good old boy network, man. You got to get to know people. Man, my throat. But you know, I didn't have like any good job opportunities come my way for like a good 4 or 5 years. So sometimes there's some gaps, man, where life just doesn't go your way. I need some more milk. Be right back, boys. So far, so good on the A1 milk, guys. I had some raw cream with my cup earlier, and it was like kind of hard to digest. I was a little worried it was the milk, but I know it was the cream now because I've had 2 cups of this stuff, and it's digested fine. Wolfshange. You meet a lot cooler people in handiwork than in college. Yes. It's crazy. You're being, as you go through like high school and stuff like that, they brainwash you into thinking like all of the elite people go to college, you know, and all of the uppity people and all of the grunts go work blue collar. But then you go get a blue collar job and you realize that's where all the men are. That's where all the real men are. The grizzly men with the beards that will look you straight in the eye and tell you the truth about shit and tease you and, you know, stuff that real men do to each other, teasing each other all day. That's what we do all day at work, man. We just tease each other. I get teased all the time. Like, you know what my, basically like my supervisor said at the end of the day Friday? He's like, from across the shop, you know, he's like, all right, Wes, well, you just let me know when you want to start working, when you actually want to start working, you know, just like giving me shit, telling me that I'm not working and stuff. Like, they do that shit all day long. And you just, once you get around real men that like tease each other like that, and it's just like, it becomes so fun, man. And it's just like, it breaks your ego down, you know, because men have to tease each other like that in order to break their egos down, because men can tend to have a lot of ego, you know, especially around each other. So you got to constantly be poking and prodding at that fake little ego shell in order to get people to just become more comfortable and just kind of loosen up a little bit, you know. But you don't get that type of shit in like an office setting. You're not going to get somebody coming up to you being like, all right, man, will you just let me know when you're going to decide to come to work and actually work, you know? You know, just like basically, you just don't get that type of stuff, man. So I love it. Luna DC is sexist, acknowledging the difference between men and women. How dare you? I know. How dare me? How should I dare say women shouldn't go to the military either? You know? How dare I say women should be at home raising their babies instead of being on the front line? Reef Guzzler, true man, thanks for the encouragement. You bet, man. Yeah, you can do it, man. I mean, the best way to get a job is by word of mouth. That's how I've gotten all of my jobs in the last probably 10 years, dude. I mean, just word of mouth. Kind of just waited for things to come up. Meteor Man, most forms of education have become gay. Engineering is good, but you become saddled with huge debt. Exactly. Patchy, when I was in college, I felt like I was surrounded by a bunch of losers, for sure. Luna DC, handiwork is cool. I think if you want to invest time in learning a skill, make it practical. However, be sure to have a sharpened mind. Yeah. The best way to sharpen your mind is to be able to use it creating things in like a trade or a skill or something like that, when you have full autonomy over your brain. Whereas when you're put in a cubicle and you're given a high salary, they're basically putting your brain in a jar and hooking up electrodes to it, and you just sit there and you just do what they tell you to do every day. But when you're working like blue collar, you get to do basically whatever you want to do all day, as long as it's within your job parameter. Casey Allen Shelby, best jobs I ever had was blue collar. Working white collar now until debt is paid off, but looking forward to getting out of the lame office. Yeah, I bet. I've heard the HR departments are nightmares nowadays. Always trying to diversify, aka make less white people in the office. P. Miller, I go to community college in California and it's 80% Muslims and Asians. I'm like the only white guy. That's funny how I just said that too. Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? Yeah, I saw a bunch of minorities at the community college I was applying at too. It was weird. I really felt out of place, man. I was like the only like straight white Christian looking man. And I was like, I might be in the wrong place. Hero Diamond, I did handiwork in college, was on acid once, got called in, ended up rebuilding a whole roof in a day on acid, LOL. Handiwork is another level. Speaking of that, it's a little off topic. You guys know about Doc Ellis? He was a pitcher, and he threw a no-hitter on acid. I'll link that for anybody. It's just a little interesting note there. Here we go, Diamond. I couldn't tell nobody I'm on it. It felt nice what's on the roof, actually. I felt like I was on a mountaintop. I bet you did. On the mountain, yeah. Luna DC, I knew a woman who was in the military. No joke. Yeah, my mom went to the military. Otis 8, mangoes and weed are so good. Yeah, I've actually done that. It'll make you go to sleep though. Wolfshand, you should try bricklaying on shrooms. It's so satisfying. Oh, it's hilarious. That's funny. Bricklaying. I bet. Luna DC, everyone likes being with people that look like themselves. Yeah, I know. It's like family, right? Have you ever seen like a stranger that looks like you and you guys just like stare at each other for a little bit? It's weird, isn't it? I've done that like 2 or 3 times with random dudes that look like me. They're tall, dark hair, and they just look really similar, and we're both like studying each other. Like, are you my brother? Otis 8, the identity of the white race has been attacked for thousands of years. Yeah, I think it's more so the spirit, though, because I believe this is all a spiritual war. And white people are good people, man. We're good people. We're very accommodating. I think we've been evolved to be that way because we grew up in the icy snow up in Scandinavia and all that shit. So you had to be very nice to your neighbors, to make it through the winter and stuff. And yeah, we're just inviting people in. Come on into our country, guys. And then they come in and they just like fuck everything up, Snow asks, as a kid, I actually always made best friends with people from other races. Me too. My best friend was black for a while. I've had good friends that were half Mexican. My old boss was half Asian. So I can relate to minorities. I think it's probably because I grew up poor. No offense to minorities, but we know that minorities don't have as much money as white people. And I grew up without money. So I think that's why. And I naturally, growing up without money, I grew up around black people and white people and stuff. So yeah, I'm not racist by any means. Not at all. Hero Damon, I even got cousins that look like Wes and Severia. That's interesting, man. White humans originate from northern India? Really? Luna DC, I have friends of other ethnicity too, don't get me wrong. I love them, but you always feel best and closest to those who resemble yourself. Yeah. When I was in my 20s, I felt comfortable around everybody, trying to figure myself out and try to find myself and all that stuff. But once I got into my 30s, I started realizing that I wanted to kind of be around my own people, Wolfshanch, how can you not like Latinas? Impossible. I understand what you mean, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Latinas are actually really close to white people, though, in a sense, you know what I mean? So that's not too far off genetically, so that's kind of still in the realm of possibility, but I had a really pretty girlfriend that was, she was part Puerto Rican, part white, and part Native American. She was ridiculously cute. Patchy, Latinas made me melt. Yeah, she definitely made me melt, for sure. I had to let her go, though. She wanted me to chase her around, and she wasn't ready for anything serious, so... Snow asks, dude, I loved the Latina so much for like 3 years. Yeah, they have very beautiful bodies. Michael Sutton, have you heard of Shilajit? I have. It's like risen tar full of minerals you can add to raw milk and liquids. I'm debating on buying some. I've had Shilajit a couple times. Is Shilajit legit? Maybe. Probably. It's like a black tar that comes from like millions of years of accumulation on rocks. It might be legit, dude. I've never heard Audience talk about it. Hero Damon, I've never seen a black person until I was 8. That's hilarious. That's funny. Wolf Shange only had blonde, blue-eyed German girlfriends. That's crazy. I've had a lot of blonde, blue-eyed girlfriends. Yeah. I'm definitely most attracted to blonde-haired, blue-eyed girls. Like, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Nothing wrong with brunettes, though. I think I'm more into blondes than brunettes because I have black hair, so it's just the opposite type thing, you know. And I hate girls that have the same eyes that I do. Any girls that have like green eyes or like blue eyes that are like similar to mine, such a turn off, dude. It's like looking at myself in the mirror. Ugh. But not to say like just green and blue eyes. I mean like very similar to mine. Maven Taylor says Brazilians are beautiful. I think you've said that one time before. Love your Brazilians. Kai Solace, that's funny. I have brown eyes and I'm attracted to blue eyes, natural instinct. Yeah, I'm attracted to brown eyes as well. It's weird. I like blonde-haired, blue-eyed girls, but I do like brown-haired, brown-eyed girls as well. I love a golden-skinned girl with green eyes, says Apotheosis. Interesting. Yeah, I can't do girls with green eyes because I have sort of green eyes. It doesn't work out. It's like staring at my own soul. Bradley David Good, what did you have your root canal replaced with and how does it hook up? Alright, let's show you guys. So, there it is right there, okay? As you can see, my smile is a little crooked from my jaw break and the dental work. But this is my fake 2 teeth right here. 2 big old chompers right there. So I got food in there. So you can still see a dent in my gums from where the tooth got removed. And my teeth are shifting. They're getting really crooked and shit. It sucks. But so this tooth right here was my root canal tooth, okay? Right there. And these 2 teeth are fake. And what they did was they pulled my root canal out and then they attached a crown on this tooth and then this tooth is just glued onto this one. So this tooth is just hanging right here inside of this socket right here. And this tooth right here is like a shell that was put over my original tooth. So they actually had to damage this tooth to put this tooth on this tooth. And so removing this tooth and putting this one in here, what it did was it made my gums close up here and it made this tooth shift. So now as you can see, this tooth right here is like turning sideways. It sucks, dude. But I had to get it done. But it's actually not bad. It was $2,400, dude, and I just got done paying it off. But it's not bad at all. As you can see, like, they're a little whiter than my teeth right here, which is the only thing that I don't like about it. They're a little bit too white. But if you don't get too close and look at it, it doesn't look bad at all. So, but yeah, I got like 8 fake teeth, guys. I got these 2, 1, 2, and then 3. You see that white one down there? That's fake. 3. And then this entire side is fake, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. That whole row is fake down here. That's a bridge down here. That's a 4-tooth bridge. So 4, 5, 6, 7, and then my other one is up here. That's another fake one, right? Wait. Right here. So I had you're looking at about $15,000. $15,000 in work there. But I'm pretty happy with it. What he wanted to do, I actually took the cheaper option. What my dentist wanted to do, guys, was grind down this tooth as well and then make it a 3-tooth bridge right here, which I probably should have done because it would have kept it from getting all crooked, but I didn't want to damage this tooth any more than you know what I mean, because like all my teeth are damaged. So but yeah, $15,000 in dental work, guys. Ask me anything. I've had just about every damn dental procedure you could possibly imagine. I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've had 6 teeth pulled in my life. 1 root canal, and then 8 fake teeth. And that's not even counting the half. I have half fake teeth as well. Like I have a couple up here that are half fake. They're like epoxied. Reef Guzzle, you got nice looking teeth, at least from this end. It's not bad considering I had perfect teeth that went to totally damaged teeth and then back to this. So, but the reason they look so good, honestly, man, is because of this diet. They started getting a lot whiter, and my gums. What's really healthy about my teeth is my gums. They're very, very pink and healthy. That's what makes teeth look good, guys, is gums, your pink gums, and then white teeth on it. If any one of those things are off, your teeth are going to look weird. Nero Machiavelli, 15K is insane. It's the most dental work I've ever heard of. Thank God my mom paid for like $12,000 of it, dude, in one check. Thank God for my mom. Hero Damon, root canal is the most painful though. Yeah, it sucks. Excuse me. Jeremy R. Damn, what happened, sugar? Are you talking to me? Casey Allen, Shobi, gotta run. Thanks for the great discussion as I'm having my own supper. All right, man, enjoy. Excuse me. Luna DC, dentists make good money for sure. Oh, dude, it's a gold mine. It's a gold mine. $2,500 for this little chunk of metal and whatever the hell they make that out of. $2,500 for that. You know that costs probably $30 in materials, you know? Reef goes, I'm so addicted to coffee. I know that isn't helping my teeth along with a ton of other things probably. Dude, I found out that stuff like that, it like messes up your oral microbiome. So not only are you like staining your teeth and shit, you're disturbing your oral microbiome. So you're keeping your natural microbiome from being healthy and keeping your gums healthy and shit. That goes along with like vaporizing weed and shit like that. I learned that when I quit vaporizing weed, my gums started healing up like crazy. So yeah, if any of you guys like vaporize or anything like that, quit that shit, dude, because that shit fucks your oral microbiome up badly. It dries out your mouth and your throat, and it screws up your mucus production, and just messes up your whole biome. Wolf Shange, I don't like tall girls. I immediately block them. They can go to 200 centimeter guys here enough. I'm not a big fan of tall girls myself. They tend to like think they're alpha sometimes, you know? But yeah, I'm into short girls for sure. And I'm not against tall girls, but I've just naturally been attracted to like really tiny women. And I think they like me too because I'm gigantic compared to them. Hero Diamond, a mechanic won't tell you your car is going to break down from using cheap gas and oil and all. Same with dentists. Yeah, I know. I even talked to my dentist about Weston Price. I was like, yeah, I'm on this raw diet, and I was like, you're probably not going to see me in here ever again because I'm on this diet and I'm eating basically raw, soft foods. I'm never going to eat nuts again. I'm never going to eat all candy again and shit like that. And he was just like, oh, yeah, interesting. And like, this guy's like in his 50s and 60s, and he's, you know, a well-seasoned dentist. And he just didn't want to go into the conversation about it at all with me, man. Butter tastes so much better at room temperature, man. Like, so much more flavor. Hero Damon, sugar withdrawal is like crack withdrawal. Yes. Yeah. You make a lot of sense. I agree with most things that you say, because when I was coming off of sugar, I felt like it was like coming off of cocaine or something, man. It was not fun. And like coming off of cocaine is one of the worst fucking drugs. I always hated that shit. And they say that when they look at like brain scans and stuff, like sugar lights up your brain just like cocaine, you know? Apotheosis, that's true. Tall girls like to wear heels so they're taller than most men. Yeah, I'm sure it's very empowering for them to feel like bigger than a man, you know? That's probably why, ooh, I never thought about this. That's probably why some guys really hate being short. I never thought about this until now, because they're actually shorter than some women. Holy shit. That makes a lot of sense, dude. There's a lot of little grouchy, little tiny little men out there. You know what I mean? It's true. Owen Benjamin brings it up all the time. A lot of times, short guys are just like, they fucking hate tall guys. Gotta watch out for them. Robot Mechanical Whiz Kid. Hi, what are your thoughts on oil pulling? I'm using coconut oil at the moment to try and help improve my dental teeth health. Gotta still see if it still works. Been trying it for a couple days now, not sure. I don't think it's going to be really any much more than just changing your whole diet and bringing nutrients into your teeth and your gums through food. You know what I mean? It might help. It might be a good supplement or something. I honestly don't know anything about it. I know what it kind of is, but it sounds a little bit ridiculous, honestly, if you want my honest opinion. Luna, do you see I like taller but not too tall for a girl? Higher dim, and when you're 5'7", tall girls flock to you like flies do to poo. Interesting. Sense of power, yes. False sense of power. Caleb Hoang, were you rebellious as a teen? Yes, absolutely, dude. I was a huge rebel, man. Huge rebel. As a teen, well into my 20s, Got into a lot of trouble. Got arrested a bunch of times for shit. Luckily, fairly minor shit, you know. Stealing, mostly stealing, DUI, you know what I mean? Just like, but yeah, I was a big time rebel, dude. I was also a sheep too, because at the same time I was a rebel, I would always like do my homework and get straight A's and shit. So I rode two horses for a while. Nero Machiavelli, I'm thinking I'm going zero carb and 1st of February. I got a disease that seems to be affected by insulin release. Zero carb really cleared my mind. So if you're trying to see any kind of like brain fog clear up, zero carb helps out with that. Snow ass, I'm hella short and I love tall girls, man. Interesting. Matt F, they're called manlets. Snow ass, tall girls are so hot, man. They can be. They got nice long legs and they're pretty. Reef Guzzler, sugar was definitely hard for me as well, but compared to heroin withdrawals, it was easier for me. Sugar might be more addicting, hard to say it's subjective. That's interesting. Yeah, I could see that. I could see sugar being harder than heroin. It's definitely more stimulating. I've never done heroin, but I've had like Vicodins and like oxycodones and stuff, you know, for my dental work and stuff like that. So I know what that feels like. But I've never actually been like addicted to it, so I've never withdrawed. But sugar seems to be like one of the most powerful drugs, and they're sprinkling in our food, you know? So it's really disturbing, man. Matt, if I work with a few short guys, 2 of them are manlets, the other is cool. Yeah, that sounds about right. Like 1 out of 3 short guys is gonna be like an alpha, you know, because he's just sick of people looking down on him and he just like beats everybody's ass. But or just like chilled out, you know what I mean? P. Miller, super short men are usually angry at the world and adopt gamma behaviors. There are plenty of short guys who are super cool and embrace it. Yes. Yeah, my friend Woody, he's pretty short and he's an extremely chilled out, cool guy. Reef Guzzler, I'd say heroin is easier to stay off but harder to come off than sugar. Yeah. Beyond me, this is funny. So what is a short guy? I would say a short guy to me is probably anyone less than like 5'7", 5'6". My mom's like 5'10". Beach Fitness, whiskey or vodka? Whiskey. Jameson, baby. Hero Damon, definitely patchy. All my cousins are actually super tall, but my brother and I are short, but we had vegetarian stepmom. Oh, that sucks, dude. There's always some kind of like family trauma that brings people here, you know? It's like, I didn't have a vegetarian stepmom, but I had a stepmom that would like just ate like total shit, and she still does. Meteor Man, 2 guys at work are both 5'2", and one is a manlet while the other is cool and makes fun of the other one for being so short. It's hilarious. 5'2"? Oh man, come on, dude, that sucks. There's got to be something wrong in utero that causes someone to be 5'2", like a man to be 5'2". It sucks, dude. No disrespect to all the 5'2" listeners out there. You know it sucks too, you know. Hero, damn it, I have no problem with being short, but if I had a short peepee, then we'd have a problem. That's definitely a way bigger problem. For sure. That's funny. We joke around about short peepees at work all the time. It's pretty funny stuff. I'd rather have a short peepee than a really skinny peepee. Let's put it that way. Meteor Man says Spheria is a freaking giant. How tall is Spheria, Luna? We've been trying to figure that out. Or Spheria if you're still here. We're trying to figure that out, man. He's 6'1", says Apotheosis. It's a nice height. Caleb Hoying, do you think lack of animal protein causes shortness? Shortness is actually, I believe, caused by celiac disease. So I believe it could be caused from grains, eating too many grains and stuff. It's hard to tell on camera how tall people are. Yeah, but Caleb, I think it could be animal protein. But I have heard that a lot of people with celiac disease have stunted growth, stunted height. So anytime I see like a short dude, I wonder how much like grains their parents were on, the mom was on, and stuff like that. And I wonder if it's like a generational thing, if it's been passed down through like 3 generations or whatever. Luna DC says girls have short pee technically. Yeah. I know what you mean. It does kind of look like one. It is weird, isn't it? Javier Vargas, what's up? For some reason, I became the shortest out of my brothers. My brothers are both 6'6", which is nuts. But we got like some giants in my family, dude. Because I'm 10% Scandinavian, so, and like, 60, 70% German and French or whatever. But that Scandinavian blood that I got coming in me, man, is like strong. Because my grandpa, he had cousins that were like 6'10" and stuff like that. Just absolute, just freaking giants, dude. So that's why me and my brothers are so tall. My dad, I believe, my biological dad was about 6'3". My mom's like 5'11". So I ended up being 6'3". But I'm still shorter than both of my brothers. They're both 6'6", but I'm more muscular than them. I'm like thicker than they are. It's weird how we all ended up kind of different. Matt F., I actually even got in a fight with a manlet before. I didn't start it, but I wasn't going to have it. You're a better man than me. I just backed down. I should have fought the guy, but I've been provoked by really, really short dudes before, and I just literally laugh at them. I just laughed. Luna DC, oh yeah, no, I don't mean it like that. I don't think girls only like bigger though, just saying. Yeah, I do know what you're saying. For sure. Ha, Patchy, is manlet what you call us short people? LMAO. I think manlet is reserved for like the disgruntled short people. You know what I mean? Because like everybody's got a short friend. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's just like most of them, a lot of them are manlets, and it's like I think that's reserved for the ones that are just kind of little assholes. You know what I mean? Nero Machiavelli, I'm 5'8", but never had issues being friends with tall alpha or getting girls. But I used to be a gang member, so maybe that's why. Haha, I believe I'm a Bravo. That's cool. Yeah, I could see you being a Bravo, dude, for sure. I'm a Sigma. Like right now, I'm like a Sigma just in natural life without being. But when I'm like forced into a social situation, I'm a natural Bravo. I don't like being the alpha in like a structured organization or like a social situation. I don't like all that responsibility and all that. But I love being the Bravo. I love being like the right hand man to the alpha. Matt F. A manlet is a certain type of short person that has major anger issues and tries to compensate. Perfect. Did you get that off Urban Dictionary? Sounds like it. That's a good one. Luna DC, I'm 60 Scandinavian. 60%? Wow. Hero Demon, I actually tried to have intercourse with this girl. We didn't do it in 3 years, and we couldn't do it. It would not go in no matter what. It was like a force field. I can't say I've ever had that issue. Bradley David Good, a manlet means a man of shorter stature who is over muscled, perhaps someone who is trying to make up for his short stature and standing out with his muscular physique. That sounds about right. Definitely. Yeah, that's the real Luna, for sure. Ibrahim Isma, how do you lose height from weight loss? I don't know. I don't know, was your spine fat or something? I'm not sure. Nero Machiavelli, alpha is a very tough life. There is always someone trying to take you out. They're a different breed. Yeah, it's fucking exhausting, dude. Alphas are fucking exhausting. It's like you're constantly competing for the prettiest women. You're constantly competing for the highest paying jobs. It's nuts, dude. You're constantly fighting, physically fighting, etc., etc. It's nuts, man. I was never interested in any of that shit. I was always more just chill into myself and just kind of would watch the alphas like just get drunk and punch each other in the face, you know? Michael Bunninger, I gotta find me some of this force field poon. No doubt. That would be nice. Let's check back in with old Ogness here. Oh, I lost it, damn it. I lost it, never mind. Luna DC, spine fat sounds tasty, yeah, doesn't it? A little spine fat soup. P. Miller, I took ADHD meds when I was 15, but only for a few months. Adderall fucking sucks, dude. I actually tried Adderall for like a year and a half. That shit fucking sucked, dude. So fake, man. But I could sure write like a motherfucker on that stuff. Matt F, I never heard of spine fat. I need a farm. Yeah, I know, I just made that up. I'm not sure if that's even a real thing. Kai Salas, I was the same way in high school, just watching the guys with jock mentalities being dumb. Yeah, me too. And I was like probably one of the most athletic people. I just didn't give a shit, you know? I probably should have been more competitive looking back on it. I really feel like nutrition has a big factor on competitiveness. Because I feel more competitive nowadays. It's weird. Reef goes, there might be a stupid question to you guys, but what do you all feel about astrology? Any truth in your eyes, or do you believe it's all BS deception? I don't know. That's a tough one. Because we don't really know where we come from totally, you know, and why we're born on the days we're born. So there may be something to it, but I think as far as like them trying to describe your personality and stuff, I think that's bullshit. Even though I do identify a lot with being a Cancer. It's weird. Beyond me, I used to be Alpha, then I got knocked all the way down to Gamma. Now I'm not sure where the hell I'm at. Shit, that's a good question. You probably, possibly Gamma. Maybe Delta. Maybe you worked your way back up to Delta, which is like in the middle. Snow asks, check out We Want to Live by Autogenous Fungi Plants for certain foods for certain kinds of detoxes. Totally. Luna DC, only 2% is red-haired and blonde is rare too, with only 10% of the world's population supposedly. Caleb Wang, Adderall and weed was one of my favorite combinations, almost like rolling. Yeah, Adderall and weed is actually will get you flying. Because the weed helps like calm you down from the Adderall, and it also reduces some of the inflammation that it gives you. But man, Adderall just got like annoying after a while, you know, because it just like it lasts too long, and it's like you still feel like you're kind of on it the next day. Your brain like never goes to sleep on that shit. P. Miller says, when is your birthday? Gotta keep that a secret. So people can't track me down. I gotta leave a little bit of mystery. You gotta keep in mind, guys, we're streaming on the internet, and like, just in case my channel gets like moderately big in the future, and these videos get like 100,000 hits or something, or 50,000 hits, I don't want the whole world knowing like a lot of personal info about me or whatever. Don't want to get doxxed, swatted. Even though that would be funny, but I don't want it to happen. P. Miller says, I'm a Cancer. Interesting. Nero Machiavelli, that's the risk with being an alpha. Either you die or get knocked down to become a gamma or delta. Yeah, because there's a lot of alphas, guys. Like, just because you're an alpha doesn't mean you're the only alpha. That's why you always see like big bucks in nature slamming their heads against each other and stuff. That's exactly what humans do, man. Michael Buddinger, Omega male is someone who's fully in their own selfhood and elevates others with their social value while not being an alpha or a douche. I think technically Omega male is at the very bottom. You might be talking about a delta. Beach Fitness, how often do you eat liver? I eat it when I crave it. It's honestly been a while, but I'm starting to crave a little bit, so I got some de-thawing right now. Or thawing, I shouldn't say de-thawing. Thawing in the refrigerator. I've been taking forever to eat this salmon. I'm getting full though. Yeah, omegas are incels. Reef Guzzler, my sister read me my birth chart and it makes too much sense to me to be fake. I've had that experience too with the Cancer stuff. Because supposedly I'm a moon child or whatever with the Cancer thing. And the moon always like wires me up. Like when it's a full moon, I get wired up. It's really weird. I've had some weird experiences with full moons. You ever been to Walmart on a full moon? You'll see what full moon does to human beings. Go to a Walmart at like 10 or 11 o'clock at night on a full moon. It's really weird, man. And I even mentioned it one time to a cashier at Walmart, and she was like, yeah, it's really weird. It gets weird around here on full moons. It brings all the meth heads out. I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream here in just a few minutes, guys. You guys got any final remarks and questions? Gagged a little bit. I noticed something interesting. If I start force feeding myself when I'm already full, I'll gag a little bit. Maybe that's what your gag reflex is. It's telling you to stop eating. Maybe I should listen to it. Michael Budinger says omega is the actual final stage in development, not last as we understand it in American. It's like ultimate. Maybe. I've never heard of that one. What's your source on that? Basically, I follow Vox Day's social sexual hierarchy, and he has omega at the bottom. I'm sure there's some different versions that are... I've never heard of anything above alpha, though. Omega sounds like God. Bam, full moon causes craziness. Yeah. You think it was probably because we were supposed to go out and hunt. Javier Vargas, bon appetit, Weston. Thank you. Michael Budinger, incels would be gamma males. Yeah, gammas or omegas probably. Javier Vargas, catch you on the next one a bit earlier for sure. Yeah, I'll try it. Maybe I'll do like a lunch stream sometime. Matt F. Peace, Weston. You got me back into eggs and high liver in the cupboard. Sweet. Eggs are awesome, man. Shit, I almost threw an egg away. Luna DC. Oh, cool, man. So you're super sensitive and intuitive. Best family caretakers, cancers, however, can be very selfish, but that's just fear. Yeah, it's interesting. Kind of describes me a little bit. Definitely. Very much, I wouldn't say selfish, but like very much like been in my own little world for a long time. But I'm really trying to get out of that now, obviously, as I'm on the internet talking to people. I never could have done this like 3 years ago or 5 years ago, man. I was just in my own little shell. Apotheosis, eat a whole egg with the shell. No, I'm just kidding. I won't do that. Yeah, I love music. Big music fan. My mom used to play guitar and sing to me as a kid. She's been in bands and stuff. My uncle's in a band. All right, guys. This has been a great stream again. Appreciate everybody showing up. Hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. And I will check back in with you guys very soon. Keep eating raw meat and God bless.